Hey everyone, and welcome to Sip Happens. Life's too short not to sip and tell, where love, travel, food, and a little bit of chaos all come together.
It's Ben and Dustin. We're partners in life, travel buddies, and occasional food critics.
And we're bringing you real stories from our 16 years together. The good, the messy, hilarious, and sometimes fucked up moments.
We'll be sharing everything from how we met to what it's like starting over in a new city, our throuple journey, our favorite eats, and the random adventures we somehow survive.
Plus, we'll be taking your story requests. So if you want the real behind the scenes scoops, you're in the right place.
We hope you've got a drink.
Because we've got one.
Sounds like it's time to get comfy. Now let's get into it. All right, well, this is going to be an interesting episode because we're currently sitting in the dark.
It's very dark.
Thankfully, we aren't using the podcast studio because they wanted a cashier's check, and we've got our fun little rechargeable wireless microphones.
Thank God.
And my MacBook Pro.
And a candle.
So we're just going with it. So besides the fact that we're sitting in the dark, and that's a not today, it was ironic because I was getting out of the shower and literally flipped the switch off to the bathroom and the entire apartment went dark.
There's that.
So I thought maybe it was just this janky apartment building that we're currently living in. It's not really janky. It's not supposed to be janky.
It's luxury.
It's luxury.
We pay a luxury dollar.
We do. But
there's
a
lot
lot
of
of
fulfill.
things. No, there's a lot of things that are not luxury, especially since this new company, Bexley, took over. It's not all that luxury.
We're calling them out, honey.
Sure are. I miss Lumen all day, every day, because Lumen took care of their shit. And I miss them. And I miss Shar because she would walk around her fancy-ass, tall-ass stiletto high heels with both her phones on her hip and her bracelets all the way up her fucking arm, and was the baddest bitch around and would do anything and everything for anybody.
Char would be up on that light pole right now trying to turn the power back off.
And would.
Okay.
And I'm not mad at Char, so I miss you, Char. I know you're probably not listening because you don't even know who we are really, but I miss you. I miss Lumen. Anyways, so I was getting out of the shower, turned off the light. The entire apartment went dark. But we have Sonos in our apartment, and one of them is battery powered. And I guess it just kept on feeling like the party was going. Not that it was a party, but we just had some music playing.
Lake Street Dive is a party.
Well, true, because we love them. But it was still playing for a little bit. So I was like, well, maybe it was just a tripped a breaker. And so I walked out into the living room and the entire apartment was dark. And then I was like, well, let me walk out on the balcony, butt-ass naked, by the way. And the entire street was dark. So I was like, well, shit. It's not just the breaker that tripped. It was the whole fucking city of Chambly, apparently.
And this bitch was out there hollering, is it the whole block or is it just me?
When he says bitch, it wasn't me. It was some other bitch in the building.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, not him. No.
But
like, bitch, look outside. It's dark as fuck.
Right. Like the street lights aren't on. The buildings across the street from us aren't on. Like, it's not just you, boo-boo.
This apartment is fully lit unless the shades are closed because of all the light around us. So,
right,
bitch, you knew
it's not just you.
It's all out.
But maybe pay your power bill, because if you thought it was just you,
there
might be another issue. Anyways, let me actually get to my not today. Besides the power being out, so I was walking to Publix this week, just to get a few things. It was early in the morning, and I had a little break before my meeting started for the day because I know I wouldn't have a break otherwise. And just needed a few things from the store. And my not today is drivers that are in a vehicle not paying attention to pedestrians. We're still here. We're in a very, very walkable city. And I need you to pay attention to the people that are in the crosswalk. Like, I'm not skinny. I'm not a small person. You can fucking see me. Don't try to run over me in your tiny little car, because you're going to piss me off, and I will throw something at you. And if I had something to throw, I would have.
She may not have hair, but she turns into a Karen real quick.
Bitch, don't make me pull my Stanko stack out. For those of you that don't know, when we lived in Albemarle, it was Stanley County, North Carolina, and I feel like all the women there had the Stanko stack.
It was like a Kate plus A haircut
Yeah, like
situation.
the long or the front of your hair was a little bit longer, and then it just stacked up on the back, and it was
Right.
also teased to fucking hell. So it really stood up on the top of your head. So it was conveniently referred to as the Stanko stack.
Also, there weren't that many beauty salons in town, so
True.
everybody went to the same place. So it
Not
was a
everybody.
little.
Some of them went to my hairdresser at the time, and she might have done a
She
few
would.
Stanko stacks, but it was not her preference. I felt like
True
she
that.
was classy,
It's true.
but then my hair fell out.
Those are facts.
I stopped going because it was cheaper and easier for me to shave my own head.
Wow, that's a great story.
Okay, moving on.
I love that. Mine. So my not today's normally very like tongue in cheek, but I think mine would just be kind of aging in general, and I don't mean just me looking in the mirror sometimes, which I mean that does happen.
Honey, that gray's graying.
But thanks to you, there's
I
that.
say the same about my hair falling out, so you're welcome.
Anyways,
bitch.
and then I get on TikTok and I see that little like roller neck situation, that little electric eye situation, and I'm like adding it to my cart. But then they say these people have been using it for so long, and TikTok's not been around that long, so I don't know if that's accurate. But it's still in my cart. I'm going to order it tomorrow. Anyways,
They're being paid for that.
I think the hardest part about aging though is watching my dog's age, because
Facts.
it's not a fun situation. Like Cohen is about to turn 10, 11.
Let's see, Noah will be 12, so he'll be 11 this July.
Okay, so July 1st, he's about to roll into 11, and like sometimes he sneezes and his back hurts and he has trouble walking for a couple days.
Or somebody pulls his harness off a little too roughly and he squeals in the hallway.
That happened this week.
No names are mentioned. Ben.
So then we have to really be careful with him. And so today was National Dotson Day. So of course we woke up early and we put him in a stroller so he didn't have to walk since his back's been bothering him, and took him to the farmer's market, even though it was 1,000 fucking degrees in Georgia. And we sweat our fucking asses off, but that's beside the point. Anyways, just watching them just turn gray and struggle is just not easy. It's one thing if it's me and I'm upset with a wrinkle and here and there and whatever, but watching them is really, really hard, and knowing that I can't do anything about it. And Dotson's lived for like a really long time, so to know that he's already there and we have a long future ahead of us,
stresses me out.
it does. But I mean, I'm here for him, and we'll strap him in that stroller and take him wherever we need to go. But even Nola, I mean, she is hateful, and
She's not hateful. She's more like a cat than a dog. She's a loner.
where's that?
She doesn't want anything to do with most people.
But watching her turn gray and just not really knowing what's going on, and like the first, I don't know, 4 or 5 months we lived here, she would, when he went down the first set of stairs, she would just run into the wall like there's a door there, and there's not. So it's just hard sometimes watching them, for sure.
It is hard, and I didn't think that Cohen was really getting all that gray because he's a dapple, so he always has had some gray spots on him. But then looking at his puppy pictures that pop up on Time Hop, as much as I love Time Hop, it's also heart-wrenching to see the past, especially when it comes to our babies. And he's obviously grayed quite a bit, even though he's always had a little bit of gray in him being dappled. But I don't know. It is tough.
For sure. So sorry, my not today might be a little Debbie Downer, but I'm going to order that whole wrinkle neck cream tomorrow, so we'll follow up on that.
I'm sure that'll work from the TikTok shop.
It's on TikTok shop. I ordered shit from you on TikTok shop, and it's been successful.
We're going to talk about that later, okay?
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
Moving on. All right, so once again, coming to you from a very dark place in Georgia with one little candle lit. What are we sipping on?
Well, so full transparency, it was the summer solstice party at Chambly Deep Roots. So
we've been sipping.
We've been sipping. So we went there for lunch because our favorite little food pop-up was there. That last time we talked about, they had oysters. We a little confrontational. Not really. We were super nice, but we asked about why he didn't have oysters. And he was like,
Wah,
well,
wah.
if it's just me, I can't shuck the oysters fresh and I want them to be as fresh as possible. So I can't do all of that by myself. So I don't have oysters. However,
Baby, teach me how.
right, we will certainly help shuck some oysters. I've never done it before, but I'm willing to try.
I can YouTube it.
Right. But it forced us to try some other things.
That were delicious.
We still had the arancini, the birria arancini, which was
My heart.
still just as good as it was the first time. And then I also got some tacos. He had like 4 different kinds. I should try the vegan chorizo just because, but I've never done that. But
We hear it's very good.
we do hear it's very good, and I appreciate him having that because we've got several best friends that are vegan or vegetarian, and it's just awesome that he has that option. But we did have that. Ben had a barbacoa quesadilla that was also very tasty.
Baby.
So, anyways, back to what we're drinking. We're just poured just a little cranberry vodka with a splash of pineapple because why not have a nightcap while we're recording a podcast? Because that
In the
sounds like a great
dark.
idea.
In the dark. And we're super bougie tonight. It's Costco vodka.
Costco vodka. You can't go wrong with Costco vodka.
In this economy, we got to do what we got to do.
It's good.
Also, it's delicious.
It is very good.
Right.
It's not. It doesn't taste as cheap as the price point is. So Costco, don't change your pricing on it.
And everybody will agree with that. So
Yes.
y'all haters don't come.
And if
Okay?
you haven't tried it, go to Costco.
Correct.
If they have liquor, not all of them do.
Correct. And that's why we never had it in North Carolina, because they don't believe in that.
Correct.
That's why we had to move out. Not the only reason, but it helped. Anyways. Okay, so Dustin always in charge of all the questions. And tonight
Y'all prepare yourselves.
we really didn't have a lot prepared. It's been a busy week, busy month, busy year. I don't know. So I said, well, let me just throw some shit together real quick. So we're just going to do a little raw dogging tonight.
Here we are.
You're welcome. Because if we don't put a new episode out, y'all are upset.
True. My sister will be real mad.
Y'all just accept this little raw dog episode. We're moving on. So, first question. Is there a moment in your life, well, in your queer life, when you felt truly proud of who you are?
I don't know that there's necessarily a moment. I think that each day gives me a little more insight. And I think that's part of just growing and learning and becoming a better human is you, as long as you're better than the person that you were the day before, that's a stepping stone and a milestone to pass. I will say that moving to Atlanta, I do feel a lot more comfortable in my skin. Not that Charlotte wasn't gay friendly because it had its moments, but I felt more comfortable being in Atlanta, being able to hold your hand, or if we were seeing somebody to hold their hand walking through Atlanta, versus being in Charlotte where I didn't necessarily feel that comfort. But in general, I think just every day is a new day. And as long as I'm better than the person I was the day before, I think that's a milestone.
No, for sure. I completely agree with that. Also, the power just came back on.
Thank God.
Sip, sip, hooray.
Sip, sip, hooray.
It's not so dark anymore.
Because this heat and the power not being on was going to be a struggle going to sleep. So,
Hot Atlanta is hot. Right. The part. No, I like that. I think that as far as for myself, especially in my queer adult self, I think there have been a few times where people that I know, their children have been on the verge of coming out, and they've reached out to me to kind of be their safe haven, and to be that elder LGBTQIA person to
you're
reach out
admitting that you're an elder?
to. Shocker.
You're not 29? Gasp.
Wow.
And gay.
You know what? Get out of here. So I think that's just a huge, like, feel good moment. To be that person that they can reach out to And then I completely agree with what you said. Just to be that better person and make sure that you're always growing and evolving for sure. I think Atlanta definitely has been a big growing step in all of that because I think in Charlotte, I still had to worry about seeing people that, my family knows or that type of situation where it's going to be like, it'll get back to them. So here in Atlanta, literally nobody gives a fuck. And they all just live your best life. And so that's just a huge ordeal. So I think it's just been nice to really be able to be myself, and whether it's with you or with you and someone else or whoever, to just be myself and allow myself to be able to learn and grow and just really live my best life.
So, if you could give your younger, closeted self one piece of advice, what would it be?
I think just to 100% be yourself. Like, you don't have to mold yourself. You don't have to make other people happy. Like, I mean, it's going to sound rude, but fuck everybody, honestly.
True.
Just be yourself and focus on you. And you don't need a man, a boy, any of that to,
Or a woman.
yeah, or that. There's that.
Or a they.
Yep,
We're all inclusive.
very true. But like, you don't need that to make yourself happy. You don't need that to help you understand who you are. You need to focus on yourself. And once you love yourself, then everything else will just kind of fall into place. I think that's something that everybody struggles with, is you want the other person to like maybe fill that void, but that's not necessary. You just need to focus on yourself and everything else will just fall in line. But also, you have to love yourself. You have to take yourself out on dates. You have to do all the things that make you happy. You can't just please everybody. And if you only focus on pleasing everybody, you're going to be miserable forever because you can't make everybody happy.
It's not possible.
And that's just setting yourself up for failure 100%. So, absolutely don't do that for sure.
Yeah. I really don't have a different answer. Like, just be yourself. I wish I could have been myself a lot sooner than I came out because just didn't feel it was comfortable. So just be yourself. Love yourself.
For sure. Let's see. If there is an LGBTQ plus icon, activist, or creator that's deeply inspired you, who would it be?
I think there's a couple, and they've been more. One of them's been more recent, but I think Chelsea Handler, as crazy as that sounds, because she's very unfiltered, very unhinged, and I love every part of her. She might be offensive to some, but if you're listening to this, she's probably not that offensive because we've said fuck I don't know how many times at this point, and this episode, much less the entire podcast.
Fuck it, you're welcome.
You're welcome, bitches. So she's always been a huge gay advocate and an advocate of the LGBTQ community. But then more recently, I've become a fan of Mateo Lane, who have his cookbook. It's amazing. Love him. He's also sexy as shit.
I mean, that's probably the reason about his cookbook, because he's like
Probably.
sprawled out in
His
a pair of
ass is.
white Calvin Kleins.
Oh, yeah. His ass isn't
with
completely out.
A cute little
Apron.
apron.
Yeah. But he's also, I just think he's a good role model for people that come from a different ethnic background, because he's Italian and Mexican and living in the United States and is a gay man and open about it, and has come to his comedy career. And then because of that, I think he started doing his cooking segments on YouTube and then has since created a cookbook. So I think those two are the ones that at least stick out in my mind the most in this point in my life. There's probably plenty of others, but
No, I completely agree. And I think also with his cooking segments, you've also learned quite a bit.
oh, absolutely. I know how many eggs to put in my pasta mixture now because the white cookbook for my pasta maker because I don't make the pasta by hand, but we've got this wonderful Philips pasta maker machine, and I used
From
to only
William Sonoma. You're welcome.
correct. I used to only put one egg in it, and now he's taught me the amount of flour that we make or use to make the amount of pasta that we do. I should at least be putting two, so our pasta is much better now. So thanks, Mateo,
No,
with
I
your
agree.
sexy ass.
Yeah. Thanks, Boo.
Thanks, baby.
I think that I mean I completely agree with that. I think Chelsea Handler's been a huge one in my life. I mean I've watched her since honestly before we were even together. So back in the Stone Ages, I would watch her show every morning. I used to work first shift and I would watch her as I got ready for work from the night before. And she's just always been a great advocate for us and still to this day. I mean, I'm always reading a book for pleasure and a book for self help. That's just kind of how I roll. And my book for pleasure is her newest book, but also it kind of falls in line with both. And it's really spoke to me and helped me realize a lot of things. So, a little crossover moment I love. I think my other one would be someone who has unfortunately passed on, and that would be Joan Rivers.
R.I.P.
She's always loved the gays and been there for us. And still to this day, I've got two new books from her that I have ordered recently. I say new, they're new to me, that I can't wait to read. I've read a lot of her books, and we still watch her on YouTube all the time.
Fabulous.
And she's just incredible. And she's always kind of been there for us. And I just really appreciate those that are. And so that honestly is two people who 100% are there for our community. Um,
So, who would be on your ultimate pride playlist?
oh my god. I mean, Cher, Lady Gaga, Gaga. She's got to be.
So gay.
Um, I mean, I need some Tay Tay Swift up in there. I know
Ugh.
you aren't a big fan, but
I'm not a huge fan. However, our friend from Albemarle, we were at her beach place, and so Christy, if you're listening, this is a shout out to you. It was kind of a lazy morning, and she was like, "Y'all have to watch Taylor Swift's documentary," and that really changed my mind about Taylor Swift. Because before, I was not a fan. Like I was over, like her music wasn't great. I didn't really like her. She just, I don't know. I wasn't a fan. But watching her documentary and to see all the things that she does for the LGBTQ plus community and just her servantry to anybody, not just the LGBTQ plus community, but anybody and everybody. Like she gives back. She understands she's a celebrity. She's got plenty of money, but she also tries to do everything she can to help the communities around her that aren't as fortunate. And that really changed my opinion on her. And so I'll tolerate her music. It's grown on me. She's still not a favorite, but she's
yeah,
grown. I love Taylor.
no, I get that. Um, I think another big one, and you'll 100% agree with this, I know, would be Jordy.
Oh, Jordy.
So,
I know he's not listening, but if he was, baby.
funny story about Jordy is we moved to Atlanta and I downloaded TickPix, which is a great app if you want to go see live music shows, sports events, anything. You can get tickets super cheap. Um, my sister told me about it, and so I downloaded it. And I mean, it was like the first week we lived here,
Yeah.
and I saw his tickets for like, I don't know, 10, $15 at Vinyl. And I was like, okay, cool, let's get them. And so then I started looking him up and I'm like, oh, he's a gay artist. And then we started listening to his music and I was like, wow, he's great.
Loved.
And then we went to a show and we were like, he is fucking amazing.
Honey, and he's pretty to look at too.
Right. And then there was a free meet and greet afterwards. So we bought his vinyl and he signed it and we took pictures. And he honestly is a very just good human being. Like he was so nice. So to follow him and get to know him and all the things, like he's been great. So he would be another big one.
So
Um,
I will also say that we bought a picture frame to frame his signed uh, vinyl sleeve because he wrote it to me and said,
Oh my
"Love,
God. Here we
Jordy."
go.
So, love you too. And so you deserve to be framed in a picture.
He is wearing a harness on his record. And it's
And
pretty
honey,
hot.
I'm not mad at it, okay?
Um,
I also think that for me, and I don't know that they're a super popular hit on like a gay playlist, but I do love a Lake Street Dive moment.
for sure.
Um, we had a friend that turned us on to Lake Street Dive, and it's just been amazing. We're actually going to see them in concert at a skate park in October because we missed their first concert in Atlanta because we were in the middle of moving. So when this popped up, we were like, we're not missing this. And then we found out it was a skate park, and we're like, okay, well, that's a little random, but we've heard really good things about the venue. And regardless, I know it'll be amazing. So I'm super excited. They're on repeat on Sonos in our place
Most days.
all the time.
Yeah.
And Chapel Roan too. I can't not have this segment without Chapel Roan being mentioned because she's also phenomenal.
1000%.
So those would be my two. They're probably not the club vibes of a LGBTQ plus pride playlist, but love them regardless.
There's that. Also Kesha, which we're also seeing
We're
soon.
also seeing, yes.
And she has a new album coming out. And I am getting her signed vinyl because I already
Why not?
ordered that. But she's a big advocate too, and she's great, and she's gone through a lot. So she's amazing for sure. I feel like this question is more for me, but if you could throw a queer dinner party, who, living or dead, who would you invite? I feel like you're not great with people in
I'm
general.
terrible with people. That's where my gay card is always removed because I don't know who people are. Like, there's very few people that if I saw them in person or on TV or whatever, I'd be like, oh my God, that's so and so, because I don't even know their name.
Okay, well, when I looked at this question, I had three people come to mind.
Of course you did.
So it's going to be a little random. Joan Rivers, of course.
Obviously.
I want to laugh my ass off. I want all the stories. I want all the tea. Bethany Frankel.
Oh, she's a good one.
She's a gay advocate. I know she's got some issues that she's been out there for, but she, honestly, I feel like she helped raise me on Roni. She's amazing.
That's Real Housewives of New York, for those of you that don't know when he says Roni.
Most of you listening to this, you probably already know that.
Probably.
However,
just a disclaimer.
I literally watched her on TikTok today for like, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes. So if you're not watching her, following her, do it. You're welcome. And third would be Ricky Martin.
Here we go.
I mean, he's gorgeous. He helped me come out. He was my, like, I don't know. He's beautiful. And he
is beautiful.
He gets better with age. Like I don't know how one gets more beautiful. And like, he just looks better now at 50 some years old than he did at any point in his life.
I don't disagree with that. I'm not mad at looking
like,
at
what
him.
Is that show
then
he's
or now.
on Apple?
You're asking me.
Oh God, it's got
Don't mind me crunching.
Kristen Wiig. It's Kristen Wiig.
Again, you're asking me.
Fuck, I can't even think of the name of it. We were obsessed with it. It was renewed for second season. I don't know. Anyways,
We'll get back to you. We'll post it in the comments.
Yeah, for sure. What is one hope you have for the next generation of the LGBTQ plus people?
I feel like we probably have a similar answer because we did kind of talk about this a little beforehand. I hope that it's just not having to come out or feel like you're different, that you just love who you love and you don't have to, quote unquote, come out of the closet. Combined words there, sorry. And you can just be who you are and not worry about anything. And it's just okay. It's, quote unquote, normal. You're not looked at differently. You're not concerned about your family or friends or other loved ones that might disown you, or that you consider not being here on this earth because you're gay, because that's, you deserve every right to be on this planet because you are who you are, and as long as you own that and you're being a good person and a decent human being, who the fuck cares?
Oh, 1000%. It shouldn't be a thing where you have to like struggle and go through that. I mean, I know that we both have dealt with that situation of maybe we're better off not being here. And so I don't want anybody else to have those thoughts or concerns. I just want it to be normal and you not have to, anybody have to be worried about it for sure. Also, side note, the show was Palm Royale.
I'm glad you looked that up. Yes, Palm Royale. That's the show.
If you haven't watched it, do it immediately, like right now. Pull it up.
It is really good.
Add it to your queue. You're welcome.
And my defense, I don't remember anything.
No.
At all.
What?
I know.
I had no idea.
I know. It's such a shock to you.
For if I had known.
Okay. I don't even see. I was trying to even make a reference. I don't even know what it's from. Oh, Hetty Boo Boo. That's what's that from, with Sugar Bear's new wife. Yeah. Her whole saying was always, "For if I had known."
Yeah. She lives in Georgia. We should look her up.
No, we shouldn't. This is the trashy shit that we watch. Don't judge us. It makes us feel normal.
It's a good time.
So, anyways, I've probably been crunching in the microphone even though I've tried to pull it away. So let's talk about our bite of the week. Well, since I've been crunching in the microphone unintentionally, even though I've tried to pull it away, I should probably tell you what I've been crunching on. We've kind of alluded to it earlier in the episode. But I'm a sucker for any potato chip, especially if it's some off-the-wall flavor.
I'm glad you gave a shout out to your husband who ordered these for you from the TikTok shop.
I was getting there. I'm talking about potato chips in general. So, like Super Bowl season, again, I'm terrible with names. You'll know who I'm talking about. She referenced like 4 different Doritos that came out around the Super Bowl time. And
Kristen Chenoweth?
Yeah, her. We saw her in concert too. She's amazing. She's
another gay icon, so shout out to her.
Right. So, see, y'all, I'm terrible with people. Get over it. Take my gay card. Well, I don't even have a gay card to take away anymore at this point. But anyways, she had like these 4 Doritos flavors, and I searched all over Atlanta trying to find them, and I couldn't find them. But I'm a sucker for any of these off-the-wall potato chip flavors. So we saw on TikTok of these Cheetos Flaming Hot Dill Pickle Crunchy chips. And first off, love a Cheeto. Second of all, especially love a Flaming Hot Cheeto. Third of all, dill pickle is my life. So when I saw these, I was so excited. We've been looking all over for them. And my wonderful husband, if he would let me get to the fucking point, found them on the TikTok shop and ordered them for me this week.
Oh my God, he sounds so dreamy.
He's amazing, even though he's a fucking bitch most of the time.
You're welcome.
I tell myself it's because he loves me, and tell our friends that too, because he's a bitch to them too. And I'm like, I promise it means he likes you. He loves you.
It does.
That's his form of endearment.
If I don't like you, I won't fuck with you.
True. So if he fucks with you, just be prepared for the sarcasm, the cuntiness, the bitchiness. It comes from a good place. At least that's what I've told myself for 16 years. So maybe I'm the problem and the one that's in denial, but he's still here too. So there's that. So thank you, baby, for getting these Cheetos.
Oh my God, you're welcome,
They're
sweetie pie.
fucking delicious. Like,
they are pretty good. I don't love a flaming hot Cheeto, but
I do.
These hit differently.
Please get them.
I have 2. So one where we got finally.
Let me crunch on them. Another one while we're talking.
Finally, we found the Old Bay Goldfish.
I forgot about those.
Did you try them?
Hold on, I've got to finished crunching my Cheeto. Did I try them?
I don't think so. I tried them
Oh,
without you.
bitch. Y'all, where's the divorce lawyer?
They're delicious. You were on a work call as usual, and I need a snack.
Well, don't
Okay,
mind me finishing the
so
bag of
that was
Cheetos
like
right
my
now.
snack of the week. And then so we do this thing sometimes where like we have a date night, which happened yesterday. We decide we can't have anything we've had previously. So if we're going to go to a restaurant that we love, we can't order anything we've had before. That's just how it is. Drinks, food, all the things. So yesterday we were like trying to decide where to go, but to get the car and take it out of the parking deck and blah blah, it's a lot. So then we're like, okay, where can we walk to? Yada yada. So we went to Hopsticks, which is a fabulous spot of ours, and we just ordered like a whole bunch of apps and all the things. We had these baked mussels. So they're green mussels with scallions, sesame, fish roe mayo, and red caviar. And it was like the most like it was kind of peculiar flavor. But I mean, I think I've just not had some of those things before. But they were amazing. And like we've heard great things about them from a friend, and we just haven't made it there to order them, but they
They
were
were so
really
good.
good. Like I love a mussel anyways, but I've never really had a baked mussel like that. So that was very surprising, but they were really, really good. But multiple, they were on my story. So if you're like friends with me and you saw them, and multiple people messaged me like, "What is that?" And then I tell them, they're like, "I don't know how I feel about that." And I'm like, "I didn't either, but I'd do it again."
Yeah. It had a nice little Asian twist to them. It was very good.
Yeah, and if you live in the Georgia area, I mean, Hopsticks is amazing, and they have like it's like a brewery, but also it's Asian. But their beer is great, and I honestly forget to go there for beer because I just forget. But they also have a stout that they did that they joined with a new coffee shop right here called Kin, and it's a coffee stout, and it's 10 out of 10. It was really really
It
good.
was so good. They also had a bourbon stout. Also good.
Yeah,
I think
very
I
smooth.
appreciated the Kin, Kin, coffee stout over the bourbon stout, which is surprising because I do love a good bourbon.
Yeah,
The bourbon stout was delicious as well, but I
yeah.
think I preferred the coffee stout over the bourbon stout.
It was it was really, really good. I mean, we had sushi rolls. We had all kinds of things we hadn't
Because y'all
before.
know I love a variety.
Right, he wants a whole smorgasbord for the table.
You're welcome.
Dumplings. I mean, all the things. They were everything there is absolutely phenomenal. Their sushi, they like torch. It's great. But the mussels were definitely something I had never tasted something like that before, and it definitely stuck out in my mind.
True that. So since I'm finished crunching in everybody's ear with my Cheetos, again, they're flaming hot dill pickle.
If y'all want
Phenomenal.
them, get on the TikTok shop and order me that neck roller because I'm worried about my age.
Oh my
Thanks.
God, Jesus Christ.
And now that I mentioned it, you're gonna see me on TikTok too, and you're fucking welcome.
Because that's how the socials work. You mention it, you don't even have to look it up. Somebody
No,
else around you talks about it and it appears on your feed.
no, legit.
So
You're welcome.
hopefully the Cheetos will appear on your feed as well and you can order those.
Y'all, that came super quick too. I
They
mean, it
were
was
quick.
like I thought it'd be weeks. It was literally like 3 days. I mean, it was almost like Amazon Prime.
Yeah, it was super great. So since we've rambled on and I've crunched in your ear most of the night because of these amazing Cheetos, we're going to let you go. So subscribe, follow, do all the things, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening to this raw dog episode. I promise we'll be a little more prepared next week.
And don't make promises you can't keep.
Well, y'all
Okay.
are welcome.
So, anyways,
Bye, y'all.
love you, mean it. Bye.